now you got Boots Ennis that's in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. You know, he's got the it. Yeah.
Hey, great. Bud always been like that. Without a question, solid. You know what I'm saying? Solid.
You think there's anything left for him, Coach, or is it time for Bud to move on? Or
I'm trying to figure out who he gonna fight next.
160, you can see him fight going
I
to
wouldn't do nothing crazy. He looked at excellent. Hey, he looked at excellent.
Is there
What's
anybody?
surprised you the most from
No, I'm trying to figure out what their team gonna do next. I want to see what's
He's
next.
talking about 160, Coach. I mean, the only thing down there is maybe like a middleweight tournament, 2 fights undisputed, something like that. But if not that, then what for Bud?
Who?
Well, they were talking about Jaron Ennis going to 160, possibly going. Jaron Ennis going to 160.
If he go to 160, then we got another mega fight.
You think that's a mega fight?
I don't know that yet, but I'm saying in the boxing fans that know boxing would say that's another mega fight.
Stay away from it. And by the way, there's this brother coming up, Molly. His name is Boots Ennis. This brother's special. You don't want to go in the ring against after that beating. Molly, it was so bad. I swear to y'all, I am not exaggerating. Yeah. You know how I got called.
Terence "Bud" Crawford has stunned the world once again. Right after scoring the biggest victory of his career by defeating Canelo Alvarez and becoming the first fighter ever to hold undisputed titles in 3 different weight divisions, Crawford appeared in a live interview and finally said the words fans have been waiting for.
You said about fighting not being there spiritually, mentally. You think that might have affected Canelo, or that was just a skill difference was too wide?
You know, I do think he was a little mentally tired. He's been at that level for a long time.
Right.
So 11 fights in 4 years. That's a lot.
Timing was perfect for Crawford.
Yeah.
He said it himself at the press conference. He said timing was everything. Perfect timing, everything.
That's right.
His whole career was on timing.
He was mentally tired, but you got to give Crawford his credit, man. To keep your mind that mentally fresh and sharp and go out there and perform like that, that's a win itself. Not even just beating your opponent. For your mind to be that fresh, come fight that.
How are you feeling to be Chris Eubank's trainer, first of all?
It feels good, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been this trainer before, so
Yeah, it's good.
it's a no-brainer.
Of course, congratulations on the win. What's your first reactions to Crawford's victory? One of the greats of this era, right?
Oh, definitely. You know that.
What do you want to see him do now?
What I want to do now?
What do you want to see Crawford do next?
Do what he would. He at this point now in his career where he could do whatever he wanted to do.
Who would you like to see him fight? Any names? Is there any names in particular you'd like to see?
It doesn't matter.
What about Canelo? Would you like to see him retire?
I don't. Canelo's not my responsibility.
Okay.
He's now set to face Jaron Ennis. That's right, one of the most avoided and dangerous young champions in boxing today. And now, the man already being called the GOAT is getting ready to take on Boots next. This fight could be the ultimate passing of the torch, a battle between generations, or the moment Crawford proves he's truly untouchable. Let's break it down. Terence Crawford didn't just defeat Canelo Alvarez, he turned the boxing world upside down. Before the fight, many doubted him. Could a fighter who rose through 135, 140, and 147 pounds really take on a natural 168-pound powerhouse like Canelo?
Bud got a 160. I think Bud should do what he want to do. Are you going to the Crawford parade on Saturday? I believe I am going. Yes, I believe that I am going. I have to look at my schedule and stuff.
But Crawford didn't just make it through, he dominated. For 12 full rounds, he outboxed, outsmarted, and completely outclassed Canelo, earning a decisive victory.
Canelo couldn't really keep up with him. He was too fast. His feet, footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah?
I feel like Bud damn near basically won every round, so
yeah,
honestly. But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now, with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time for sure.
That victory didn't just earn him Canelo's undisputed title, It locked in his place as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. No excuses, no arguments. Crawford stands alone at the top.
Terence fought a virtuoso fight. Terence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a superstar, man.
After that fight, no one questioned whether he was great. The real question became, is he the greatest of all time? But with greatness always comes a target.
Terence Crawford against Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fights to show how great he is.
Jaron "Boots" Ennis has had Crawford on his radar for years. Undefeated with 34 wins and 30 knockouts, he's a fighter so feared at welterweight that others have openly admitted they didn't want to face him. Boots is fast, powerful, and relentless in the ring, and at just 27, he's right in his prime.
A lot of people compare Ennis with Crawford, but Ennis always says he's got a completely different style, and the only similarity is they both switch. Do you agree with that?
I 100% agree with that. Me personally, I think that Terence Crawford boxes a hell of a lot more in the moment, phenomenal fighter in the moment, and I think Ennis is a lot more of a chess player.
Fans have always imagined what would happen if Crawford, the master technician, went up against Boots, the hungry young lion. Now it's no longer just talk. Crawford has officially agreed to make it happen.
What about the Terence Bud Crawford fight? I'm tired of answering questions about it. He already said millions of times that he not fighting me or looking my way, so I'm just tired of answering those questions, you know. And if a fight happened, it happened. You know, I wanted it to happen, but if not, yeah.
In a live interview after the Canelo fight, Crawford didn't dodge the question. When asked about Boots, he said he's open to the fight, and that sent the boxing world into a frenzy. Why? Because Crawford doesn't need to take this challenge. He could retire right now with a perfect 42-0 record and be remembered as a legend. But instead, he's calling out Boots, the same fighter most boxers avoid mentioning at all.
Everybody wants to see. Yeah. I want to do it.
Do you respect him as, like, when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so...
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called, and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So right. I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But don't be capping on the net. Acting like.
That's exactly why fans admire Crawford. He doesn't just chase big fights. He takes on the ones everyone says he should avoid.
Now, Terence Crawford, one of my favorites to watch now. I love Terence Crawford, and I like to watch NUA too. NUA can fight. And you know who else I like to watch though? I like to watch Boots.
Oh, okay. Boots,
I love watching Boots. Boots got game. People don't understand Boots got game. You know what I'm saying? Boots, every now and then he mess on defense a little bit, but Boots got game.
Boots versus Terence Crawford.
Now, Boots hasn't proven himself enough to tell me for me to say that he gonna beat Terence Crawford, because Terence Crawford is a different kind of animal.
Proven.
You feel me? Proven stud. You understand where I'm coming from? But Boots, if anybody could be Bud in the future, it would probably be a Boots, because Boots got enough tools to be in it.
So what weight would a Crawford versus Ennis fight even take place at? Boots currently holds the WBA welterweight title at 147, but Crawford has already moved past that division. He's been competing at 154 and just made headlines at 168. There's no chance he's cutting all the way back down to welterweight. Most likely, the fight would happen at 154 pounds, maybe even 160. Boots has the size to move up, and at 38, Crawford probably won't want to drain himself again. So 154 or 160 seems like the smart move.
I'm trying to tell you, 154, man, it's mine. 154 is mine, and they're gonna see, you know, and they're gonna see, you know, just stay tuned, and like I said, when I handle business October 11th, we're gonna see.
And honestly, that's where things get risky. At higher weights, Crawford may lose a bit of speed, though his technique remains sharp. Boots, on the other hand, is young, strong, and still growing into his body. That's what makes this matchup so exciting. Here's an interesting twist. Boots actually helped Canelo train for his fight against Crawford.
Things first, a lot has been made about your sparring session with Boots, with Boots Ennis. How did that happen? What happened?
I cannot say much, but he called us and say if he can go and sparring with me and everything. I say, of course, right? A fighter like me, we always want great sparrings because there is the thing, right? And I have history with the family because 14 years ago, his older brother helped me for Sugar Shane Motley and Alfonso Gomez. So it's Derek Ennis. So he helped me. So he was 14 years old at that time, by the way. And was good, very good. And I'm very grateful with him because he made that time to go and give me a good work.
That's right. Boots sparred and trained with Team Canelo to help prepare for Crawford. He was part of the strategy designed to figure Bud out.
Now it's here, Keith. You ready?
Go,
Yeah, of course, baby. Going this way? Yeah, man. You know, it's a fight you ain't gonna want to miss, man. One time back. I told you the comeback 2025 is the key.
What do you think about Ennis joining Canelo for the Crawford camp?
Hey, good stuff.
You think that matters?
That's beautiful.
Anywhere.
That's beautiful, man. You know, when you. That's world class. That's, you know, I mean, it's the best switch hitter he can get. That's not his opponent, you know. It's champions working with champions, you know. In the modern day and age, man, you don't get that a lot, you know. It reminds me back when I was supposed to fight Mark with Maidana, and I got Sean Porter for sparring.
Thank you, boss. You're the
You
best.
know, so I like it.
But here's the irony. Canelo still lost. Now think about it. Boots has already experienced what it's like to train for Bud, while Bud knows exactly how it feels to defeat the man Boots was helping.
He's not me.
Yeah.
You know, as much as a lot of people, you know, say we have similarities and, you know, we switch a lot and we fight a lot. He's not me, you know, and I'm not him. So, yeah.
Tim had said comparison that like he's like a Chrysler 300 and you're like a Bentley.
Yeah, like, once again, like, he's not me. You know, he's trying to get to where I'm at. You know, he's where he at, I'm where I'm at. You know, he got a long way to go.
This fight isn't just business, it's personal. For Boots, it could be about redemption. For Crawford, it's about making a statement. Asterisk, you trained the guy who tried to beat me, and I still came out on top. Now I'll beat you too. Asterisk, the boxing world is fired up. Analysts like Max Kellerman believe Crawford should keep going, saying he's proven he can beat anyone at any weight. But others, like Eddie Hearn, think he should retire now, undefeated and with his legacy fully intact.
Crawford retire? Do you know what? Someone said the other day, and it's very true because I actually said it about Usyk. We've got a real tendency, haven't we, to kind of try and retire people off. Do you know what I mean? Like I said with Usyk, I think now he should retire. And everyone's like, why do you want him to retire? It's like, I just think it's a great way to go out. I actually also think that Crawford could move down and win a world title at 160. And that would make him, what, 6 division champ? 5, 35, 40, 47, 54, 6 division champion. But the problem is Terence Crawford now is really only going to want to fight for big money. And there's only certain fights that can generate that kind of money. So Shakur, he was obviously very close to him, seemed to say, so maybe that's it.
Then you have fighters like Boots himself, calling for Crawford to step up once more. Experts argue that Crawford has already proven everything, but fans want to see if the seasoned veteran can tame the hungry young challenger. This is what makes boxing special, those epic battles between generations.
As trainer, do you feel like you should just sell off into the sunset after this monumental
well,
win?
You know what? They made it look so easy. You know what I'm saying? Got 2-3 more in him. You know what I'm saying? Training camp will try harder. You know what I'm saying?
You think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, you know, it'd be a challenge. If you want to challenge yourself, yeah, I don't mind.
So how might this fight unfold? Crawford is a master switch hitter, able to fight comfortably in both orthodox and southpaw stances. He studies his opponents, adapts to their style as the rounds go on, and breaks them down piece by piece before taking over late in the fight.
Ennis is the guy to give Crawford like trouble in there if they were ever to fight?
I think that'll be a great fight. You know, the young hungry lion versus the legend. That would be a hell of a fight. Maybe 160. If it's a vacant title at 160, I think that they can make that happen for sure. I think it just has to make sense for both parties. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think if there's a vacant belt, Crawford's gonna want to be 6th division champion, and then he'll make Ennis move up to 160. I think they could do it at.
Boots is explosive, unpredictable, and incredibly athletic. He throws punches from unexpected angles, carries real knockout power in both hands, and has the speed to close distance on anyone. Crawford's strengths are his experience, ring IQ, and calm under pressure. Boots' edge lies in his youth, power, and hunger. This matchup would be nothing short of fireworks. But here's the real question. Is Crawford too old for this? At 38, most fighters are retired or far past their prime. Personally,
I wouldn't be mad if I never see Terence fight again. The way he performed, getting ready to be 38, I think, in a few days. Man, what better way to go out? What better way to tell the game goodbye? What better way? Who you gonna fight? I was arguing with Max on the way to the venue about Boots Ennis. Nah, we don't go fight Canelo and then go back and fight Boots Ennis. I saw a report today, somebody was talking about him going up to light heavyweight. Nah, we don't go up to light heavyweight. We just went up 3 weight classes since the Spence fight and 2 weight classes since the Madrimal fight, my last fight. This is the perfect send-off, Roy.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Without
It's
a
the
question.
perfect send-off.
but Crawford isn't like most fighters. He's sharp, disciplined, and just defeated Canelo, the pound-for-pound king. Still, time catches up to everyone. If Boots is ever going to beat Crawford, now is his best chance. That's why fans are divided. Some believe Crawford will teach him a lesson, while others think Boots will end his reign. One thing's certain, if this fight happens, it's huge. It's the old guard versus the new, the undefeated legend against the hungry challenger, the man chasing GOAT status against the one seeking his first career-defining moment. If Crawford wins, he cements himself as the greatest of his generation, no debate. If Boots wins, he becomes the new face of boxing overnight. Either way, the sport wins. Now here's where it gets interesting. After beating Canelo, Crawford hinted at retirement, saying he'd talk things over with his team. Promoters like Eddie Hearn think he should call it a career now, retire undefeated and leave as the ultimate GOAT. But the fact that Crawford is open to fighting Boots shows he's not done yet. He still has that fire, and maybe, just maybe, he wants one more legacy-defining victory before walking away. Some fans have even called for a fight with David Benavidez at 168, another huge matchup. But Crawford's camp has already turned that down, saying they want to rest for now and only take the right fights when the time is right.
Obtain a fight with the Mexican monster David Benavidez.
But you want Canelo. But you want Canelo.
You gotta understand, like.
But I gotta ask you, bro, because I can't, you know.
My thing is, Benavidez is a big dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not to say I won't fight him. I fought his brother. You know what I mean? His brother was big when I fought him. But, you know what I mean? Benavidez is a big dude. The only reason why I entertain Canelo is because he's not a big dude. Like, he might be thick, you know what I mean? But he's not a big dude. You know what I mean? Like, Benavidez is like 6 foot something. You know what I mean? Then he gonna come in 190, 200 probably. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. Like, that's a big dude. Like, you know what I mean?
And he's skilled, man.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I might as well go to heavyweight if I fight Benavidez.
Yeah. So what you're saying is, like, because I felt that at one point when Volkanovski was champion, I had retired. You know, I had retired, and I was like, dude, the only fight that I would really want to come back for is to fight a dude. I'm 5'4". This dude's fucking 5'6", and he's pound for pound. Right. So that's, I understand what you're looking at. You're like, you know what?
You just size them up. Yeah. You just size them up, especially when you going into a bigger weight class like that. You know what I mean? You size them up and you see, you know, your advantages and his advantages. You know, I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. You know, he might got the size, the power. You know, I feel like, you know, I got the...
Let's be honest. Boots feels like the perfect next chapter. He's dangerous, young, and already connected to the Crawford-Canelo storyline. The boxing world is buzzing, and opinions couldn't be more split. Some believe Crawford will completely outclass Boots, just like he dismantled Errol Spence. Too smart, too precise, too seasoned. Others say Boots is too explosive and too fresh, and that sooner or later, his youth will catch up to Crawford's experience. Even fans online are divided. Half want Crawford to solidify his GOAT status by taking down the next rising star, while the other half believes it's time for new blood to take over. And now here we are, Terence Crawford, the man who just conquered Canelo Alvarez, has agreed to fight Jaron "Boots" Ennis. It's the fight no one thought Crawford needed, but the one everyone wants to see.
Just feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, you know, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, you know, that he's still very much in his prime.
If Crawford wins, his GOAT status becomes untouchable. If he loses, it marks the beginning of a new era with Boots Ennis. Either way, boxing fans come out on top.
Just feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, you know, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, you know, that he's still very...
So, what do you think? Should Crawford take the risk and face Boots Ennis, or retire now and protect his perfect 42-0 record? And if the fight happens at 154 or 160, who takes it? The seasoned master or the hungry young lion? Share your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button, and subscribe to Fight Field. See you in the next video.